Welcome to episode 61 of the Club Lorcana podcast. I'm ZAN. With me always is my best friend, Jeremy.
It's me, Jeremy Rettorioni, a.k.a. Mox Jeremy. And who else we got with us?
And my two other friends, Ryan.
That sounds so icky.
And Nathan.
Woo!
They're real.
Yeah, they are real.
They are real, and that's not AI.
So, Nathan, what are we going to be talking about first?
Okay, so big news. You've been traveling a lot lately and around the world and back. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how that went?
Yeah, so I went to China. I honestly went after not recovering from Austria. And I feel like the jet lag has never affected me more.
You are a big anti-jet lag guy. Because I remember when we went to India together, I was like, should we plan a day? And you were like, no, we have to the only way through is to push. And so you're usually not jet lagged.
Well, usually our flights land in the morning time, right?
Yeah.
So my plan is go to sleep a whole bunch in the plane.
Sure.
And basically when we land is when I'm waking up. That's my morning.
Yeah.
The problem was when I came back from China, I got back in the evening.
Yep.
So when I slept a whole bunch on the plane, I got here at 6 o'clock and I was like, what do I do? It's the morning for me. So it just messed up my sleep schedule and I haven't been able, when I went to China, I was actually great because we landed at 9 in the morning.
Sure.
So I just pretended I just woke up.
Great.
So it was good, but I'm having trouble resetting now.
Oh, now you're having trouble.
Yeah. So on the way there, I'm going to sleep a whole bunch on the plane. We're going to land in Stockholm and I'm going to be able to reset. But I've been messed up. But it's actually been a blessing because I've been playing a lot of Lorcana and the odd hours end up playing nicely with the meta the location that we're going to be playing in, which is Italy, right? So yeah. China was in a really amazing experience. The people there were so welcoming and so nice. They took me out for lunch, for dinner, and helped me find all the cards I needed. The card situation there was actually one of the most amazing things I've ever experienced. You can go to a card store, give them show them a deck list, and they're like, go sit down.
Oh yeah.
Go sit down and they'll find all the cards.
That feels luxury.
It was premium. Luxurious. Oh my God. I was like, this is why do we not I would pay $10 extra or some sort of fee extra in order for that to happen, but they didn't charge me anything extra.
Don't we do that here with David at Gubu Hobby?
David loves to pull singles, I heard, at Gubu Hobby in Stone Mountain, Georgia.
Gubu Hobby, our local store where we all met. Great store, great service there. I mean, I think that's an exception, right? I feel like we built a relationship with David and they do this special service, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't get to that level of let me pull an entire deck. They don't have that kind of inventory. I wish they did.
Let's talk logistics. How did you know where you were going to stay? Did you book a hotel ahead of time? I mean, how did you get to China and play a DLC?
Yeah, DLC website, not DLC website. So figuring out how to get into the DLC and all that stuff was kind of complicated. It was on WeChat, which is basically WhatsApp meets Reddit meets every app you can ever think of. Uber Eats, Twitter.
Sounds cool.
Everything combined into one. And so they had a DLC page on there. Signing up for the DLC was confusing because you needed a passport and they wouldn't I guess they didn't think my passport was real or something, and they kept denying it over and over again. But essentially once I got into the DLC, I just Googled which hotel it was going to be at, and I just booked that hotel. So I stayed at the Nuo Hotel, which was a 5-star hotel.
Oh my God.
And it was $100 a night, which was incredible. My room was gigantic. They brought me the biggest, most juiciest apples every single morning. It was just one, and the fridge was fully stocked, and they didn't charge me extra for the stuff in the fridge, which was crazy.
The stuff in the fridge, which over there they just call food.
No, it was just a bunch of different drinks.
Oh, okay,
Coke, Sprite, and a bunch of Chinese drinks.
They just call them drinks.
Cool.
Okay, so you met some friends, right?
Yeah. So met some people. Went to this store called the Electric Forest Board Game Store.
Right, yeah.
It was a really interesting place.
Okay, great.
So I landed and I immediately went to the store. I went to the hotel, dropped my stuff off, went to the store. I got there around like 1:30, and I was like, okay, I'm here to play Lorcana. I got there, sat down, and then I did not go use the bathroom. I did not get up, and I was like just playing until like 11.
So you played Lorcana for 10 hours in a row.
Yeah, which was crazy, and it was like a new opponent. Someone new wanted to just keep playing me over and over and over.
So they're big fans of you in China.
They knew who I was,
Right.
and some people asked me to sign their cards, which was cool.
You're an international superstar.
I wouldn't call myself that, but yeah, that's cool. It was cool that I was like surprised that anybody knew me, which was a cool experience. I ran into Ed and DKP, and that was a great time as always. I saw them in the store the next day. I didn't see them the first day that I was there, but mainly my focus was, all right, I need to figure out what I need to play. The obvious choice was I'm gonna play Green Steel discard, which I won Vegas with, and it ended up winning Seattle as well.
Yeah.
I ended up playing that deck, but I was really keen on playing this purple steel deck. And I gave the person who helped me put my deck together the list as well, and they played it, and they were one win short of making top 32. I would say they were like an average player, and when I watched them play, there were definitely things that they could have done in order to have a better chance of making it.
Okay.
And that was pretty much my biggest regret. Like for 2 days, I just kept going back and forth. I had access to both decks, and I was like, which one should I play? And so I went with the deck that I had the higher win rate, which was Green Steel with Max Goof.
Green Steel, since it won Beijing, pretty much won 3 DLCs in a row. It's the best deck ever in Lorcana.
Yeah, and that was kind of my argument, was like it won 2 in a row. It has a pretty high chance at winning a third one. But the thing I learned about Chinese people is they don't really play Lorcanito. Why don't they play Lorcanito? Because Discord is banned in China.
Right.
So in order for you to play on Lorcanito, you need to have a VPN. So it's like a extra barrier that's like causing people not to be able to play at the fastest way to play the game. But their local scene is the most robust scene I've ever seen in any place I've gone. And it was just like their whole thing is to go to a game store, and that's what I'm going to do the whole day.
Nice.
I get off work, I'm there like all the way until it closes, and they're just like ingrained in the local store, and the local store is just like doing whatever it can to provide every opportunity it can for their players.
Cool.
And so I was honestly kind of envious of that. I was like, oh my God, this is like next level. I've never, like, besides Gubu, I've not really experienced that. And obviously I've experienced that in Austria, but that's still not my hometown, right?
Austria's and China are pretty far away from your hometown,
Yeah.
which is Atlanta.
Yeah, Rare Hunters. I mean, that's a place that I easily experience it in, but again, it's another crazy plane ride away to experience that. But if you're near there, you're #blessed.
So what do you want to say to people who are traveling overseas and playing in a tournament, and it might even be a different language? You speak no Chinese. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, but you can just memorize all the cards.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the cards. I'm worried about that I won't know how to get food to eat or where the bathroom is, stuff like that.
The place that they picked had some of the best what do you call it? In-room dining experience I've ever had. Like, okay, when I first got there, I was like, I just have to order something and I want to go to the shop. So I ordered some pasta, a beef bolognese, and I was like, this is like the best pasta I think I've ever had, but maybe I'm just hungry. And so then I had to order it again like that night. And I was like, oh,
you had to.
I was like, let me just try it again. And it was like $10. I was like, okay, this is like a 5-star chef making me a beef bolognese and bringing it to my room. It's like the food was absolutely incredible.
Great.
I mean, I also had, Chinese food, like authentic Chinese food, but even when I wasn't having Chinese food, it was like I had this Mexican panini that was like out of this world. And you would be like, how would you find a panini, like a good Mexican panini in China? And I went to this like bakery type place, and I didn't. Okay, maybe they do this. Maybe this is normal. Did you know they use French bread? They use French bread, like a baguette,
Mhm.
as their bread, but they made a panini out of that.
There's a lot of different references you're using right now. Panini to me sounds Italian, and I think
Yes.
it would be offensive to a Mexican to call it a panini.
No, but what I'm saying, it was
Panini is like a grilled
Yeah,
pressed
you
sandwich.
push
Sure,
it, yeah.
sure,
but they
sure.
used
or
the
bikini
baguette.
or
So when I picked it
bocadillo.
out, it was like in a, but like the French bread,
Uh-huh.
right? They took it
Mhm.
and then they pressed it, which I've never
Sounds
seen
good.
someone make a panini out of that, and I was like, oh
Sounds
my God,
delicious.
it was divine.
Oh, great. Sounds good.
Yeah, so food wasn't hard. I would say WeChat, like the app to run the tournament was built in, and it was the best tournament software I've ever used ever.
Great.
Ever.
Mm.
Ever.
It was built into WeChat.
Yes.
So no Ravensburger Play Hub.
If they could
collapse.
somehow take that code and give it to us, basically, you know what their solution was? They had two websites. So let's say your phone wasn't working because your internet, like you weren't able to connect to that. There were two websites that you could go to, and there were QR codes everywhere. So let's say my WeChat just stops working. I just go up to the QR code, and it pulls up another website that has your pairings as well. And I
Oh.
was like, and then they didn't do it by your name. They gave you like a special ID. And that honestly you just use that ID the whole weekend.
Nice.
Table numbering system went all right.
Table numbering system was the normal table system that we used.
Yeah.
It wasn't a confusing one.
Sometimes you don't got to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah. So Green Steel day 1 didn't go well for me. So I was like, okay, I want to test out Purple Steel. So I ended up playing Purple Steel in like a core constructed side event.
Great.
And I just won that. It was like the easiest tournament I've ever played, and I just was like in so much regret. Like, oh my God, I had the perfect deck, I didn't play it. And for me, I felt like this was a great exercise in the sense that I went there. I was like, it's not obvious to me that I'm supposed to play the deck that I broke it with. It's the deck. I think I can innovate even more.
This is a hard to replicate experience. You're going back to a previous format that even has some new spice, right? Max Goof, not necessarily something you had access to with Green Steel.
It's set 5.
Yeah, you're going back to set 5, and you have a weird question. I already broke this format. Do I break it more, or do I rest on my laurels, given the fact that they've had a lot of time to innovate on it? It's a tough question. It's hard to know the answer.
There was no innovation.
Well-
So that's what I realized. Since they're all playing at the local game store and they're just playing locals over and over again, they knew all of our deck lists like perfectly.
Sure.
So basically the core was all the best deck lists of ours that you had seen, because they have the luxury of looking at the future, right? So the best blue red you can think of, the best red purple, green steel, blah blah blah. They were not a fan of red purple. So red purple was non-existent. It was amber steel, blue red, and green steel. So now I need to figure out a deck that slices through all three of those. And purple steel was the answer. But me going through the exercise, which I already do. After when I play in a tournament, I'm not like, oh, I had the best deck choice. No, I'm like, okay, if I could do it over again with perfect information, what would I do? So this was an exercise I already do. And at the end, like during the last podcast, I was like already thinking about purple steel, and I presented it to everybody. But I think that everybody should do this. Everybody should take a moment after their tournament. And it's like, okay, if I had the information that I know now, what would have been the right choice for me to play?
All right. So there's some advice for you guys at home. If you leave a tournament, you always have to make sure that you're not satisfied.
No, you're trying to find the golden egg that like the golden nugget of knowledge.
Right. You got to learn from your experiences.
Because 99% of tournaments you play in, you're not gonna win.
All right. So anything else you want to say to wrap up China?
I mean, I had an amazing experience. I would 100% go back. Besides the jet lag, yeah, my Chinese experience was 10 out of 10.
What's this I hear about you being banned from China?
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about this. Yeah, so I went to China on a visa-free method. So that method means that you need to go to 3 countries on the way there and back. So what I mean by that is my flight was from the US to South Korea to China to Beijing, and I needed another country in order to return back to the US.
There needs to be a third country in that chain of Korea, China, X country. It can't be Korea,
not including China.
Korea.
There need to be 3 countries.
And the well, not including the US.
Oh, sure. Not including US, there need to be 3 countries.
Yes, and my flight was booked through Delta, which is partnered with Korean Air, which meant that my flight was only from here to Korea to China to Beijing, and then back to Korea, and then back to the US.
So you violated international law. Did they call a judge?
No. So what happened was the night before I was like, okay, how do I fix this? How do I like get into the rules? I was like, oh, I'm gonna book a flight to Hong Kong. So I booked a flight from Beijing to Hong Kong, and then I would go back to Beijing and then fly to Korea and then back to the US.
So you had like a frivolous flight to Hong Kong, but that didn't work?
So I did not get on my flight. So I'll the reason why is because the tournament, and I booked it on Sunday. Booked it for Sunday, and to return on booked it on Sunday night and to return on Monday. But it was too hectic, right? My tournament ended like 5 p.m. So I could have left at 9 p.m. on that Sunday and been back on Monday and then leave on Tuesday. But the things I wanted to see were in Beijing, right? The Forbidden City was in Beijing and the Great Wall was in Beijing. So even though I want to go to Hong Kong, I would need to get another hotel and do a whole thing when I already had my hotel and everything booked, because remember, I had to book this last minute.
Yeah.
So now when I'm leaving, they're like, when I'm leaving Beijing and trying to go back to the US, they're like, you changed your flight? I never changed my flight. But I never got on that flight.
Okay.
So they were like, you needed another country. And I could have like brought up my itinerary, but then they would have seen on my passport that I didn't go to Hong Kong.
Yeah, they definitely would have. So did they detain you?
No, they were super nice. They were super nice. They did like interrogate me for quite some time and then take me to the side. But
they were super nice. It was a long interrogation, but they were nice.
Yeah, they were nice about it.
And then they put a giant red stamp and they just said, not that I was banned from coming to China, I was banned from using the visa-free method. And so when I read the rule in the first place, I thought it meant 3 countries: US, China, Korea. That's 3 countries. No, but it's actually 4 countries.
What do you assume your threat level is with the Chinese government?
If they open my backpack up, it's all Disney cards.
Sure, but they didn't open your backpack. They just stamped a big red thing on something.
I'm not a threat at all.
It's a threat to take all their Mickeys.
Ooh, turn to their Mickeys. Yeah, you did have some success in China. The next day, there was a core constructor tournament. How did that go for you?
I won
You
it.
talked
Wow.
You talked about that.
Yeah.
Do you think your travel experiences cumulatively for like Austria, China, is it making you better at traveling and better at dealing with the jet lag? Is it like a cheat code for this season?
Is it making me better? No.
Like when we go to Singapore, you're going to have just done this with China. When we go to Taiwan.
Okay, so I don't know if we don't really talk about basketball, but
What?
I'm gonna talk about basketball real quick.
Okay.
So there's a point in in the NBA basically where teams started flying private.
That's the National Basketball Association?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think
nice.
Milwaukee was the first team to start having their players fly private. And the effect that it had on the players from riding buses to riding commercial flights to riding private, it started to create a gap in the records, even though their rosters were a lot weaker, but they were paying for private. So the richer the owner was of the team and could afford to put their teams in, the better record they could get, but essentially they were making their money back because the players were performing better. And so so the reason why I'm bringing this up is like, if
you're flying us all private to Bologna?
If all of us could afford
PJs to Bologna.
Surprise!
I really think that if you can afford to have the time off to go there like 2 weeks in advance, and you're just one with the time zone, it will give you a huge advantage. And I think right now I'm kind of at a disadvantage because Austria is 6-hour time difference, and then China's 12-hour time difference, and then I came back to the US. So it's like I've been changing around 18 hours worth of time, and it's messing up my.
You just gotta exist outside of the time restriction, right? You just exist. You're not on a time.
I know, I completely agree, but the problem is if I go to bed at my normal time, like let's say I go to bed at 11, I will just have my eyes closed, but I can't go to sleep. And I'm like, it's usually easy for me to go to sleep at any time, but I it's just not working.
What you got to do is you put your hearing ear down and leave your deaf ear out. And that way it'll create like a sound because you're like up against the pillow. You pass out in like minutes.
Yeah. I mean, I've been taking melatonin and I've been doing the white noise trick that you talked about, but it just hasn't been working. But again, when we go to Sweden, I'm going to Stockholm. I'm going to get there in the morning. I'm going to sleep through the plane ride, and it's going to be like I'm a new man. Yeah.
Waking up to your new day.
Speaking of core constructed, we ready? We doing it?
I'm in.
We're going to talk about the metagame, the event results.
The metagame. Just the thing we've been freaking out over for the past 2 weeks or whatever.
Yep.
The triangle has become a square pretty much officially. We've had
Star.
another weekend, a star pretty much officially. We've had another weekend. We've had a big showing of green blue. Obviously Blurple, Purple Steel, Amber Steel, they're all back. Amber Steel had some cutbacks though. It didn't have a great weekend this past weekend. And we also saw a deck make the finals that is blue-yellow item aggro.
Yep. What are the items?
There are no items, but it does play Aurora, Shiftline, Daisy Duck, Tiana, and then it has Thunderbolt, the Wonder Dog, and Restoring the Heart. Heal 3, draw a card. So basically, I think that deck is well poised to take over the format, and I'm locking it in right now for the CCQ in Cardiff.
I mean, I don't think it's a bad choice.
Great. But if we're getting a little more serious, what are you guys' thoughts on the current metagame? I think if you're listening to this podcast, you pretty much already understand what the big main players are. I mean, lately I've been having a lot of success with a pretty special build of Blurple. I'm playing Monstros and Elsas and Hades.
So what's special?
Well, I've been winning a lot, so that feels good. Where are you guys finding yourselves in the metagame? Zan, what are you playing?
I'm a blue-green guy.
What? You can't be the blue-green guy. Pandemonium's the blue-green guy. He's on all the podcasts about Lorcana Villain had him on the podcast.
You know, do you know that did you know that on Sunday of CCS, Pandemonium and I played against each other?
Whoa.
Blue-green mirror.
And you lost.
And I 2-0'd him.
He baked you into a Baja Blast pie.
Yeah,
at
and
Taco Bell
you know what the secret was?
What?
I could turn 3 under the sea, and he could not.
Baymax, baby.
Basil.
That's something that we learned in my match against Dylan Crowley. That's the way to beat the mirror.
Yeah. So, yep.
Great.
So, yeah.
So, are you considering blue-green moving forward, or have you moved on to other decks? How are you feeling? You really like blue-green? Are you still? Talk to me about. I mean, people say that the Blurple matchup got worse since they started playing Monstros. Have you found this to be true?
Okay, so the thing about the blue-green deck, we talked about how we came to the conclusion to the version that we had. We did not come to the conclusion with full amount of time
Sure.
of like, hey, we have this version of the deck. This is what it does, and this is what we're trying to accomplish. You came up with a version that was like high five, which is like a style of blue green that you like.
Yeah.
And then there's like a more controlling element of the deck with the draw package and everything, which is the other style of the deck. And we were like, let's just combine them and hope it works. And that's what we did, because we came to this conclusion on Friday.
Right, because that was Friday, and that's the tournament's the next day. So let's combine them and hope it works.
So the thing I didn't talk about China was it was a very isolating trip, in the sense that the Chinese people are super nice, but it's everybody's second or third or fourth language. So after, when they're like, oh, so what do you think of China, and like, what do you think of these cards, then the conversation kind of dies and I'm kind of just alone. And so during this isolation, I just started writing how I would build blue green, why I would build blue green this way. And yeah, so I was like, the next MetaFi guide I want to make is for blue green. And I also believe that like the total amount of people that are working on decks are working on purple steel, amber steel, and blurple. Like, people have spent so much time that those decks are being figured out to the max. Like, the people and the results are proving those decks. But for blue green, that's not the case. And the deck that we brought performed well only because it was like it was just like a hat trick, right? It just came out of the blue. People are not expecting it. They saw it coming, but vast majority of the players didn't know how to play it or how to play against it.
Yeah, I got a lot of woes on in game ones in that tournament, where I would be like, all right, I'm gonna ink a blue card, play a Clarabelle, and my opponent was like, what? And I'm like, yeah, well, I don't know, legal to do, I guess.
And that's why we were able to surprise.
No,
but now, is that deck able to combat when thousands of people are working hard to make their deck be able to beat your deck?
Right.
And the answer is, in terms of online, no. They're completely destroying our old lists and Pandemonium's list and all these other blue green people, fungus, whoever's playing blue green, they're all getting dominated. And how do I know that? Online result data can be found, and in that data is showing that blue green is fifth or sixth in terms of color combinations that are performing well. And so what's going on? Is blue green a bad deck? No, it just doesn't have a good list. And so on my way to China, I came up with the theory. Well, after, when I was done with my tournament, I was like, okay, let's apply that theory. Let's see if it works. And it just worked beautifully. And I just had a lot of online success. And I just think that deck just has a lot of power to continue to shake things up, because we showed one angle of the deck, and we showed the most straightforward thing, which was like, can we turn 3 under the sea all the time? Yes.
And it's good.
Yeah, and it's cool. And we'll just play a 5/5 every turn.
Every turn after that, we're going to play a 5/5. And then we'll win or lose, really up to whoever else is there.
But now what do we do, right? Like, what was another turn, right? What do you call it? What's his face? Sky ended up playing Amber Steel and winning the first CCQ. And his version of Amber Steel, the 2 cards that stood out, Peak came back into the mix.
Yep.
And Fire the Cannons into the mix as well, right? And those 2 cards are stopping blue, are an answer to blue green, in the sense that you play a Pete, stop the Under the Sea, and Fire the Cannons to hit the Clarabelle.
Yep. And that can really put a damper on your plan. So we've had to adapt. Do we want to? Let's turn to our friends of the podcast and see where they're landing on the metagame right now.
Brian, why don't you start us off?
Yeah, I think all valid points. I played blue green at CCS on Sunday as well. I liked it a lot, but yeah, it has weaknesses. Certainly, I lost my winning in on Sunday to Shern the Dogs, so that was a rough spot. But I think I'm in this spot where we're talking about the square or the triangle or whatever it is. You're trying to find a deck that has equity into all of the matchups, and you get to one point on this square triangle, and I'm great into this, but I can never beat this in a million years. okay, next deck. I can beat this, but I can't beat this, right? So we get to this point of like, how do we build a deck that has equity into the vast majority of the tournament? So that's the tough. I mean, if I knew the answer to that, I'd be ready to go next week. But I mean, obviously we've seen a lot of results. I think blue purple is certainly very, very powerful. I think blue green does really, really powerful things. And all the while, you need to have one of those decks that also is good into itself, right? So you're going to see itself. I mean, this last weekend in Italy, I think blue purple was a big percentage of the room, 20, 30%, and then blue green was another 20, 30%. So, two powerhouse decks that go long into the games, just going head to head.
So how many? How many cards off do you think the blurple deck was from itself? Like, there's it's like 20% of the.
How much is it adapting? Is that the question?
No, the question is, if there are 100 blurple decks, how many of them were different than, like, the first version of blurple was different from the 100th version?
Yeah. I mean, we're talking about like 7 to 8 cards that you get to play with. 7 or 8 cards.
Sometimes a lot more.
Now, blue green is the other half of that 50%.
It's higher than 8. Yeah.
What's the number you put on?
It's probably more like 12 and 14 range.
So you're saying like a quarter of the deck is different.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you think the uninkable count can be?
Ooh.
It can range from.
Well, you're playing sales, so you still need to be pretty inkable. I want it to be low. I think I played 14. I think it was originally 14. I actually knocked it down to 12.
Yeah, so it ranges between 14 and 10, but what is the difference between a 14 uninkable version as opposed to 10 in terms of consistency over a long tournament, right?
Mm-hmm.
So these are all, but the thing is, that the blurple deck is the blurple deck.
Mm-hmm.
You play 52 cards, like, you can beat anybody as long as you play it well. Now, with the green-blue shell, if you play let's say there's one version that's 14 cards different than the other version. One person could win the tournament, the other person could lose the tournament, but they are different decks. They're not the same deck, right? And so I just think that there's a lot of value in figuring that out, right? Like, the person who figures out, hey, this is the proper way to play blurple, and the deck had that much of a showing with a subpar list. You said you lost your win in, and I lost my win in, and he made top 4. Wouldn't we be like saying, like, isn't that like the best deck? And we were playing a bad list.
Pretty good. But we also said it's a trash can deck. We're never playing it again.
Trash can deck.
Who said that?
Jeremy did.
Jeremy was like, you throw it in the trash can and did its flash in the pan.
We did it. We
Exactly.
won.
So now the question is Jeremy right or is Jeremy wrong? So only the
age-old question.
So yeah, how did it perform in that tournament that had 50%, 25% blue green?
Do we know the results of that tournament? I don't recall.
I don't know which one you're specifically talking about, but it did take down.
I think it was
blue,
in
green.
the final. It was in the final.
It was in the final.
It was a blue purple mirror,
and it was a
blue
bad
purple
list?
versus green blue matchup in the final.
Oh my! This bad list, this flash in the pan deck made the finals of that deck tournament too. What the heck?
Yeah, and it took down another tournament. It seems to be people really like it and might be a mainstay, but now figuring it out is like the next bit.
Nathan, you're a trading card game influencer. What are you playing in the meta right now?
Yeah.
So I've been the aggro player, trying out to try to like cut through. I think Amber Steel is really good. Obviously, Sky showed that. I think that in both SSG and Charlie's, I had play to be like have good tournament runs, very tight games. So I like Amber Steel. I like the steel decks in general. So playing some purple steel as well. It really feels like a lot of those games, and maybe I have to get out of my head about it. It's like, did you draw dock? Did you draw strength? Those are like really like flipping games where it's like, if you have your strength for your singing on 4, it just feels really, really strong, like in this current meta. So
do you think you have to play Pete's in those decks now?
I've played against some Pete's, and that has actually been like felt a lot worse. People are putting in Pete's because of blue green. But it also makes the steel decks worse because, well, he is steel, but
slower.
when they have the P, you have the strength and they have a P into a strength, it just feels awful. So it's something to consider, but it's not, that leans more towards, in my perspective, a purple steel being stronger than like an amber steel with it, because it's a less aggressive card. So I've been playing mostly steel between purple steel and amber steel. But like I'm still like, I was the only one that didn't play blue green, and it's like I have it put together in some form, and like putting all the cards together. So that's still kind of calling to me. So we'll see what I'm gonna bring a lot of cards overseas. That's a good point of like, how do you guys travel with cards? So like we're traveling to Europe. Are we bringing one deck? Did you put one deck in a deck box?
What we end up doing is like bringing 3 or 4 and then like scrounging for this crazy one-off card that ZAN came up with that no one ever owns for any reason.
4-ink Bell is uninkable, 2/3 ward, gives all your other guys ward. When you play it, it's broken. We need it for green blue. Go find those bells. I'm warning you, it's a bulk rare, and I don't know what set it's from.
Yeah, that happens every time.
I think I have a pretty good plan for mine.
But we win quite often.
I think I can fit all what I consider the 5 major players in my luggage.
So I've got like one of those long boxes.
Yeah.
And I think I'm gonna just try to like stick it like at the bottom of the luggage and be like, all right, I got one long box, got the whatever 5 decks, extra cards, trying to just bring as much.
Kind of trivial when you put it that way.
Jeremy's going to bring his entire collection. He's just going to carry it on.
Yeah.
That's smart. I'm going to bring majority of my collection as well. My wife is bringing a big suitcase, and then she's going back a day earlier. So she can take the big suitcase.
I'll bring my whole collection as well. I'll probably need to put it on a shipping container today for it to get there on time.
On a boat.
Are you doing that?
No.
Not for any reason.
Okay.
No. That would be bringing a lot of bulk to Europe. Yeah, they have some cards there.
Yeah, but they're all in Chinese.
No, you're thinking of a different Europe.
Oh.
You're thinking of the China Europe.
Yep.
So I mean the American Europe.
So
Eastern.
So we're going to Europe, but we're all not going to the same spots, right? So we're kind of splitting up, and then we're going to have this like glorious return together. So like, what is everybody doing? Where are we going?
I mean, you're leaving first, so you can start off.
Yeah, I leave tomorrow. Still got to pack. Still working on everything. We're buying another suitcase in the morning, but it's okay. We leave at like 5 p.m. So
when is this being released?
Tomorrow.
Nathan leaves today.
All right, I'm on a. You might be watching this, and I am on a plane.
Yeah, you're watching this. Nathan's heading to Europe. Just no thoughts in that head. Just flying to Europe.
It'll be posted by noon, so yeah.
You will be. I'll be probably headed to the airport to go to the Delta Lounge because that's great. But it's only 3 hours beforehand. So first city we're going to. Me and my wife are going to Amsterdam. Never been to Amsterdam. I've been to Europe once, and it was to Prague, but I've never actually been around Europe. So one of the cities my wife wanted to go to was Amsterdam. I also can, we have a work office in Amsterdam, so I'm going to stop in and say hello to some people that I work with. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So I'll get to do that on Thursday, and then Friday is where we actually go to where our first tournament is Stockholm. So we'll fly out, stay in a hotel that I think ZAN probably could pronounce the name better than I could because it's really long. Strawberry. It's their website is called Strawberry.
Yeah, it's actually the where the tournament's going to be. The CCQ is the Stockholm Open.
Great.
Nice. Yeah, so if you're there, come say hi to Nathan and I.
Room number.
We'll let you know the room number in the next episode.
ZAN is going to tweet the room number. If you want to, you can go knock on the door.
Both of our wives are
going to
be
wife.
with us.
No. We'll talk about the room numbers in the next episode, but unfortunately, we won't be there.
Oh yeah, then you can book that.
You can book the same room. I guess in the rest of my plans, we're going to Lake Como for any Star Wars nerds or Casino Royale. It's like the picturesque thing.
They did that famous poker scene there.
Mm-hmm. I think so. That's what my wife told me, so don't quote me.
What Star Wars scene? Is that
No,
where like
Casino
Anakin
Royale.
and Padme
Casino
are hanging
Royale.
out?
James Bond. Yeah.
Yeah, so Casino Royale, but yeah, it was Anakin and Padme. That's the whole like your skin is so soft. I don't like sand.
Don't like sand at all. You're going to the I don't like sand lake? That's so exciting.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then we start to come back together. But what is everybody else starting out at?
I mean, I go straight to Stockholm on Thursday.
You're flying to Stockholm.
I'll be there Friday morning.
Hotel room number?
We don't know it, but we're gonna try to get our rooms right next to each other.
Aw.
That's my job actually, because I'll be getting there second.
Explaining in English. What do they speak in Sweden?
Don't ask
Swedish.
Swedish. You got to learn Swedish.
me. Swedish fish.
Oh, true.
Oh, my wife does want
No.
some Swedish gummies.
Oh yeah, I got you. Yeah.
But is that like
Well,
a
I
real
got
thing?
hand-
That's not like an Americanized like.
No,
Chinese
they make
food
Swedish gummies there.
Okay.
And they're Swedish gummies.
No.
I'm excited.
All right,
That's
I'll have to
true.
Try that.
No.
Okay.
He's in denial because he gummies is like such a huge part of his
Okay,
life.
so you guys play the CCQ in Sweden.
Stockholm.
Stockholm. Yeah.
The Stockholm Open, number 2.
The Stockholm Open number 2. Then what's happening?
where are
Theoretically,
you
you guys
going?
converge at that point.
Where am I going?
We're actually splitting
I'm
back up.
Going to Florence.
Florence, which is in Italy.
Yes.
I used to play Assassin's Creed 2 in Florence.
Yeah, I went there 10 years ago for a Grand Prix.
Oh, cool. So you've got the old hat.
Yeah, I've been there. I played in a old World War II bunker. It was cool.
Dang.
It was no, not bunker, fort. So it was underneath the fort. It was a really cool venue, to be honest.
Sounds sick.
One of the coolest places I played. Then after that, we're going to Venice, where us 3 and our wives are meeting up.
Wow.
We're going to do a nice little riverboat.
Tour.
Yeah. Through the canals.
Jeremy was invited, but I don't know.
Yeah, we
Not
were
a
gonna
different
let him row the boat.
Yeah,
that would
with
have
the
been so
stick.
nice.
I wonder why I declined.
dang.
Such an
you
odd-
should do the thing where
We could buy him the shirt and everything.
Oh,
yeah.
that would have been so nice.
And you tell
No.
jokes the whole time?
And
No,
you're-
that's probably the part people don't
and you're the
like.
Italian one.
Wow.
True.
I'm so
Mm.
sad that I missed the opportunity to be a servant class person for your wives and also you all.
What? That's not what we were inferring. At
You even
all.
could have dressed me up in a little shirt.
And Jeremy and I are going to go visit our friends in the UK.
We're not there yet. They still have. They're in Venice. They're not
Oh.
in Bologna.
No, Ryan met us
No,
in
yeah,
Venice.
yeah,
and
we're
now-
meeting in Venice.
Yeah.
and
How
now
did I
Ryan's
get to
taking off.
Venice?
Yeah, Ryan, roll it back.
And then you
Yeah.
guys are going to Bologna.
How'd you get to Venice?
All right, so we want to start it.
No,
we wanna
Ryan.
start-
Okay, Ryan.
I'm picking Jeremy up, and we're going to the airport,
Yep.
and we're flying to London, training over to Cardiff,
And is your wife?
and
with you?
winning the Cardiff tournament.
Is your wife with you for all this?
Yes.
Okay.
Shouldn't Fiona pick all of us up and drive us to the airport?
I actually have a funeral I have to go to before, so I'm not doing
Whoa.
that. Yeah.
Oh, well,
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Sorry, bro.
Sorry
okay.
about that.
And then
I'm a little confused as to why that impacts our plan so much. Like, what do you mean?
can you just be respectful for 2 seconds?
Are you gonna? You have a funeral to go to, so you're gonna park your car at the airport for a week? That's gonna be $400. Is what you want to do because you have a funeral? I'm
think-
saying we can give you a ride.
No
Oh,
one's
great.
talking money right,
Right.
now. Let's move on.
And then after we win the Cardiff tournament, we're both going to Birmingham separately.
Oh, you guys are both. I also played a Grand Prix there, and people. I went to a bar and they just kept being like, "World champion!" And I didn't even play Lorcana at the time. It was a Magic, and I was nowhere near being the world champion.
Going to the Brum.
Yeah, it was a good time. But yeah, continue.
Gonna watch a Wrexham game there because I like Wrexham.
Oh, dude, that's
Yeah.
so sick.
I
Yeah,
don't
your
know.
plan is awesome. Yeah,
I'm pretty excited about it. Then I'll meet you guys in Venice.
Wow, you sick guys are going on vacation. That's awesome. I'm trying to win card game tournaments, so no fun on my trip. Here's what's happening. I'm getting to the airport cheap as possible. Okay, I booked the flight. I booked the seat behind Ryan so that I can make sure that he doesn't get any sleep. This is an effort to make my chances of winning better.
great.
I've been training to kick a seat ahead of me in my sleep. We're gonna land in London airport, and then we're gonna meet up with Alphos, who is from New Zealand, but he lives in Brighton, which is in England. I'm
Friend
learning
of the
a lot.
podcast.
He's a friend of the podcast. Is that true? Okay,
Brian
great.
and I are friends with Alphos.
Okay, awesome.
I don't know about Nathan.
I just feel bad giving it to Alphos
Nathan
so
will
easily
become
when
friends
some people
with
have
Yes,
it.
absolutely.
Anyway, we're meeting with Alphos, and then we're taking a train to Cardiff, where I'm going to get into an Airbnb with a bunch of Lorcana players, okay?
Cool.
And then I'm focusing up because I have a tournament that next day. It's CCQ. It's in Cardiff. That's what I know about it. Great.
Cool beans.
Then I'm riding with Justice in his car to his place in Birmingham.
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 The Brum.
That place is fun.
According to their Reddit, it's called the Brum. I've been focusing on their Reddit.
That sounds posh.
No, it's Bosch.
Posh.
It's Bosch, actually. And I know the difference, and I care a lot.
Nice.
And then Justice and I are going to go to the grocery store and get peanut butter jelly material.
Oh, shoot. You're running it back?
Oh, yeah. Because we're eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches all week and grinding Lorcanito, which is fine. And to get ready, because on Thursday, we're flying together to Bologna, which is in Italy.
Nice.
I'm pretty much really nervous about the whole thing. And then I'm meeting up with you guys to do an Airbnb, and I guess all of your wives. I'm not going with my wife, and I'm not showering, and I'm not packing clothes.
That's
Great.
That sounds like a great
Let's
plan
report
for
a
you. Yeah.
podcast with you in the same studio as us when we
Great.
get there.
I'm doing the Zvi Moshowitz. You know about that story?
yes.
Yeah, I'm doing the Zvi Moshowitz.
Why don't you share that with our audience? What is this story?
Famous Magic player, but from back in the from the mid 90s. Okay, so this Magic is just starting out, and a bunch of people plan to go to the next Pro Tour, and it's in France. And so a bunch of Magic players show up, and they got all their bags, and they're looking around. Where's Zvi Moshowitz? Oh, there he is. He's on the next plane. So they wait for him because they're riding to the hotel together or whatever. Zvi gets there, and he walks off the plane. He's holding his deck box in his hand. And they go, all right, do we need to go get your bags? And he's like, nope. Oh, my God. Did he just fly to France with a deck box in his hand? And, I just think that's the way to be. I think I'm going to show up in Europe. I'm going to have my backpack, some Labubu's, and I'll be good.
I mean, whatever inspires you, bro.
It's going to make me the best gamer.
I'm just not going to sit next to you.
That's fine. I'm sure it won't be that bad. There's a washing machine in our Airbnb in Bologna, so I can wash
in Venice.
In Venice. No. That's not good. Anyway, I'll just wear my Lorcana DLC t-shirt that Nathan made me get.
I mean, that's a good one.
Great
shirt.
And so that's going to be my plan. And then we're all flying back on Monday to Atlanta, where I live.
Mm-hmm. We all live.
And somebody will probably pick me up and take me to my house.
Not me.
Could be you.
My wife's on a work trip.
Oh, yeah. My wife's on a work trip, too. I don't have a wife. All right.
It's depressing.
It's fine, actually. It's totally fine. Great. So that's all of our travel plans. My key accomplishments are I booked a seat right next to Ryan's.
Cool.
I think that's hilarious.
I moved my seat, by the way. I'm in first class.
Dang it.
Nice.
He was just saying.
I got to sleep the whole
private
flight.
jets, yeah.
Congrats.
Whatever. I thought we were gonna play Lorcanito on the flight.
So have fun upgrading to first class. Got him.
I'm
We're
not
going to take
doing
a train to Bologna.
I'm taking a train to Cardiff.
We're taking a train to Bologna, and we're going to try to get a table so we can play.
No, we got a table.
Oh,
You got
the
a table?
Yeah.
Let's
How?
go. On the train.
I don't know. I just booked the seats next to you, so maybe.
Yeah.
You're at a table as well,
Oh.
but with strangers. Your goal is to get them to play Lorcana.
More awkward. Why did I book a table with strangers?
I foresee us putting the women over there, but
because Jeremy didn't come.
Yeah, Jeremy, this is your
It-
fault. Brittany's going to
he
be
was
so
supposed to-
uncomfortable. I'm going to have to talk to these random Italians.
Ugh, what could be worse?
Okay.
hi, my name's Nathan Bertrioni.
Don't use my name. They'll think that what if you meet the like lost like clan of the Bertarionis?
I'm going to be,
What
they're
if
going to
they
take
don't
care of
say
me.
it like that? What if they just say Bert?
Yeah, we just say Bert.
Where are the birds?
Oh man,
That would be like mind blasting.
that would be mind blasting. Anyway, we're all looking forward to it. We're excited. This is my first time traveling to Europe. I've been to Costa Rica a lot because I am from there, but I've never been to Europe. I'm pretty sure it'll be the exact same as America, and if it's different in any way, I'm going to cry about it online.
That's a good expectation to have, I think.
Great.
Mm,
Perfect.
Very, very
Yep.
different.
Awesome. If anybody tries to charge me for water, I'm going to scream about it. I will absolutely lose my mind. I'll be like, water is free, and
No.
and that is a rule.
Oh, here's a
Not
question.
He's got a question about water.
Okay, no, it has to do with water.
Okay, it is a water
Um,
question.
Do Europeans
Nope.
drink water with their
Nope.
meals?
Wine.
Well, just okay. So I've been to Asia, and it's very different. And that oftentimes they'll have like little small cups, or it's not as like normal to drink during your meal, as it is over here. Like we assume, you're gonna have a cup of water, you're gonna drink it with your meal.
How do you wash your food down?
I don't know. It's just not as common.
Scientifically, it's you're not supposed to drink liquids with your meal.
Okay.
The reason why is it's supposed to make the ability to digest harder.
It's like, oh, interesting.
Like in the long term. And I always wash everything down. And I had some digestion problems.
How am I supposed to wash my food down? Anyway, if somebody tries to charge me for any water in Europe, I'm going to pitch a fit. I'm going to get naked in public and scream like a baby.
Okay.
So they drink water in Europe.
Is there
Good.
tickets still left for Stockholm? Because I think I
Yes.
might pivot.
Yes. Yes.
We're not even
No.
going to be hanging out. We're like only going to spend time on the train together, where water will of course be free. And then
I booked us a couple's massage. Me, my wife, you, and Justice.
why,
Really?
why did you do that?
That is so hilarious.
I might go to an open mic in Birmingham. I found one that's close.
No, you should definitely do it.
Yeah.
I think you would have such a good time.
I think that'd be funny there.
I would come to your open mic in Birmingham, but you have to talk in a British accent.
It's weird that you didn't do it in Atlanta ever,
But that would be worth.
I guess.
I wonder what they think of our American accent. I felt like it was a hit last time I went.
Justice says it's a hit.
Awesome.
Really?
But you're the least sounding American I've ever encountered.
Come on, bro.
He put a lot of twang on that.
That's that Tennessee
Come on,
coming out.
bro.
Oh, dude, I'm going to do Rocky Top. Let's go to karaoke. Do
Rocky
Top.
Top, yeah,
Do they have karaoke in Europe? Never mind. Don't tell me. I don't want to know.
they do.
Yes.
Dang. All right. Anything else that anybody wants to cover before we wrap up the you would call it a podcast? Where are you from?
Anything else left on the agenda?
I think we're good. Next podcast will be in Europe.
Nice.
That's the plan, and I think that's about it.
We do have the first results, the first top 8 deck lists from the big cookie run event that happened over webcam.
Okay,
The
so
green one?
that wraps up episode 61. Thanks for listening in. Jeremy, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at MoxJeremy. I do a space Monday morning starting at 7 in the morning Eastern Standard Time. The space is awesome, popping off. There's a lot of controversial topics. There's a lot of debate between people that are pissed about takesies backsies. So come on down.
What
Watch it.
what was that last crazy debate that you were telling me about that happened today?
The one that we had today was on shortcutting.
Mm-hmm.
A summary of it is, let's say you have a 4-4 in play. It has 4 strength, 4 willpower. I have a 3-3 and a 1-1. I forget that your 4-4 has resist because of a penny or whatever. And I go, I'm going to challenge your 4-4 with my 3-3 and a 1-1 to banish it. And you go, actually, it doesn't banish it because it has resist. Then some people think that I should be able to go, oh, well, then never mind. And we forget about the whole thing. Some people think that my character should be exerted and banished and dead. And your guy should have 2 damage on it. Those people are free to argue with each other in my space. And so so they've been doing that, and it's been a lot of fun. You know, we're figuring it out. One of the highlights was Kendall Burdett was in my space talking about if your opponent misses a trigger in Lorcana, it's both players' responsibility to remind them. So you want to remind them because A, it's the right thing to do in this game, and B, if a judge catches you missing your opponent's trigger and they ask you if you knew about it, for example, you draw a card, your opponent has a tapped Diablo, you don't say anything. A judge could theoretically pull you aside, ask if you knew about the trigger, and if you told them that you did know about the trigger, you could get in trouble. You could get a warning or even a higher penalty. So you have to remind your opponent of missed triggers. Kendall's advice was, originally for him it felt bad, but he started sort of twisting it as like kind of an insult. So he'd be like, do you want to draw a card? And the opponents would feel so bad that it made him feel good. So that was a highlight.
What?
So those are the
Or like
stages.
they're passing with Clarabelle on board, and he's like, I've got 8 cards in my hand. I've got 8 cards.
And the opponent's like, oh yeah. And then they do it. But he makes them feel bad.
Okay, so
first.
what happens if Kendall legitimately did not remember.
If he legitimately doesn't remember,
That's
then
fine.
both players missed it.
Okay.
And both players get a warning.
And I kind of also feel weird about it, but you're supposed to remind your opponent of the triggers.
But I zone out during my opponent's turn.
Yeah, that's actually the advantageous thing to do, so that you don't have to remind your opponent of any triggers.
In Magic, what happens is you are like required to like think about. You can still do stuff during your opponent's turn.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and so it's always like advantageous to pose like you have something.
Yeah.
So it makes your opponent be like, "Oh, does he have something?" Sometimes you're like, "Stop," and you have nothing.
Mhm.
But you're just telling him to stop because you're trying to make him think,
Yeah,
"Oh,
that you
I
have
may
an ability
respond to
to-
this." So in this game, I'm like, I'm gonna tap out. I'm gonna start thinking about what are all the potential draws I could have and what would I do. The reason why I like to do that is because I'm like trying to like lower the amount of time it actually takes during my turn, because I do believe that majority of opponents that I play against, it may not be intentional. Sometimes it is intentional. Take more time on the clock. If we both have 50 minutes, they take 27, 28, 29, 30 minutes.
Sure.
And I take the other half, which is 20. If it's 30,
We
so
figured it out.
essentially I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, I need to think about the hard decision, so I take up less time during my turn so I can actually finish this game.
The community thinks that what you ought to be doing is making sure your opponents hit all their beneficial triggers.
And that part is like, what?
Now's not the place to talk about it. I know what the place to talk about it is. MySpace, Monday, 7 o'clock. Nathan, where can they find you?
Leave a comment on what you think should happen.
Ooh, and if you're doing that, make sure you like and subscribe, because our analytics are going up, and that makes us happier and more able to make content for you. So if you like this podcast, you made it this far, I love it, buddy. Leave a like, leave a subscription. You guys have all done so much already, and we're honestly floored by the support that we get. Nathan, where can they find you?
Also on X, just Nathan Tripp.
I'm on X as well. ATL Ryan Walked. I'm going to take a break from the spaces, but they're great.
What? What happened?
Bye, everybody.
Bye.